Is Travis Green being outcoached by Craig Berube? We'll get to that in a minute here on the 5-minute edition of Power Plays powered by FanDuel. But Marc Methot, I want to begin with Drake Batherson, who had a terrible giveaway at the end of game number 2 that led directly to Max Domi's winner. Do you think the heat that Batherson is taking is too extreme?
Short answer, no. But at the same time, people got to remember, Ottawa's not a huge market here, and the fan base loves Drake Batherson. Now, when you look at the play entering the offensive zone for Ottawa, huge giveaway there to Simon Benoit, who, by the way, made a terrific read, an uncharacteristic read. The play goes up ice, and then that's where all the stuff happens, right? Dylan Cousins initially misses the check, and then it follows Drake Batherson with the flyby. Do I like the play? Absolutely not. But I think fans here are acutely aware of how good Drake Batherson is. He's on a great contract. He finished second in scoring with the Ottawa Senators. He had a goal in that game specifically. So I think for me, it comes down to tonight on home ice. If Drake Batherson comes out flying, the Ottawa fan base will quickly memory hole the blunders from game 2.
If Ottawa has any chance in coming back in this series, Matt, they're going to need their Vezina Trophy winning goaltender, Linus Ullmark, to step up. He's allowed 9 goals through 2 games in these playoffs. What are you noticing in his play?
Well, I mean, I don't like the 9 goals. No one likes that. And I certainly don't like the way the Ottawa Senators finished the season. Their last game of the year there, they let in 6. It was a huge mess. So I think for me right now, it's about confidence. It's about getting your goaltender an opportunity to see pucks. And I think if you look at the first 2 games, in both games, midway through the first period, Toronto had a 2-0 lead, right? So if you break those goals down specifically, I'm not so sure you can put all the blame on Linus Ullmark. I mean, in game 1, both goals were from high danger chances, including Marner's breakaway. And then in game 2, Morgan Rielly's backdoor goal, followed by John Tavares' bank shot off Nick Jensen's skate. So again, it's like, what can you control here? Sure, you can make an argument that you'd like a couple more key saves. Stolarz has been terrific, which has really highlighted the importance of goaltending. And of course, more from Ullmark is needed. I anticipate he'll have a big game for game 3 in Ottawa.
You were a stalwart on the back end in your NHL career, killed a lot of penalties, and that is something Ottawa has really struggled doing through 2 games. What are you seeing in Ottawa's penalty kill that is making it so ineffective?
Well, AK, I appreciate the nice comment there, but I think when you're looking at the Ottawa Senators right now as a whole, we have to acknowledge that they're historically not a great penalty-killing team to begin with. I mean, they finished 19th, hovering around 20 most of the regular season. So, you know, this doesn't bode well for a team that is now in the playoffs playing against elite power plays, and Toronto's lethal. We know how good they are. So I think, for me, you can't make too many changes, you know, in game 2 of the playoffs. You're in April right now. You can't do anything too major, but I think one area that I'd love to see Ottawa change is puck pressure. That's something that I had to deal with playing in the playoffs back in 2017. We were playing Pittsburgh in the conference finals, and one way that we would attack Sid and all the talent that he played around was just being aggressive and pressuring the puck. When a player's got his back to you, there's a time to pounce. But the problem when you play that way is everybody has to be in sync and in unison and react together. So being aggressive, I think, is something that Ottawa really has nothing to lose with right now approaching game 3. And then maybe tinkering with the lineup a little bit, getting a scoring threat out there, perhaps with some good legs and a player like Tim Stützle, or maybe Michael Amadio's high IQ and puck ability, very Mark Stone-esque with his stick work. So I think you can make some lineup changes, maybe give Matt and Paolo and Clevin on the third pairing, 2 big bodies on defense, an opportunity to use that, take away that time and space from Toronto. But again, it's a little late in the game now to make major changes.
Matt, I mentioned it off the top of this segment, the coaching battle. Do you believe that Travis Green is being outcoached by Craig Berube or not so much?
Well, this is a bit of a trap question, but I'm going to attack it either way. I think for me, I don't believe Green is being outcoached. I think that's preposterous. I think if you look at the first 2 games, you're playing against, as I mentioned earlier, the divisional champion, and they're a great hockey club playing on home ice with home ice advantage. I think at this point, there's not a whole lot you can do about your goaltending if you're a coach. They can't go to their backup. Forsberg has been wildly inconsistent throughout the regular season. And I think if you look at the back end, they've made some little tweaks here and there. But I think the lineup is as it is, and you're not going to make any changes there. I think it's fair to get some criticism and a fair assessment after the 2 Ottawa home games where Ottawa has home ice. They can get their matchups and make adjustments on the fly.
Matt, we've cooked up a 3-leg same-game parlay for the viewers. It includes the Senators to win, Brady Tkachuk over 3.5 shots, and Tim Stützle to record a point. Why do you like it?
Well, I like Sens on the money line from a simple fact that it's do or die for this team. We know how important it is to win on home ice. They're down 2-0 right now, and I've got a pretty bad feeling that if they do lose tonight, it doesn't look good for them long term here. So I think for me, pay attention to this game. You're on home ice. Get the win tonight. Brady's shot's over. I like it only from the sense that when we're talking about pushback and getting momentum back, it starts with your captain. So I'm going to look to Brady to hit the over on shots. And when Brady is going, his linemate and centerman, Tim Stützle, is rolling. So I'm looking for him. He was terrific. At least I thought he was very good in game 2. I'm looking for a repeat of that. Only this time, let's get an anytime point. They're going to get the win tonight. I'm feeling confident.
That parlay pays plus 293 on FanDuel. Meth, thank you for this. This has been Power Plays, powered by FanDuel.